Ah, man. I was looking for some Man United content tonight, man. Honestly, how they squeezed out a victory right at the end like that. I feel for Leicester, man. I feel for Leicester. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the corner. Welcome to your latest Chelsea news. We'll talk about Renato Viga at the end as well. I was actually watching the match between Juventus versus Como, so do stick around for some Renato Viga uh, opinions from me right at the end of the video. But look, the news right now is all in regards to the lack of strikers, ladies and gentlemen. Marc Guiu, our backup striker, as you can see the news here. By the way, what was up with that press conference, man? That press conference went for like 2 to 3 minutes max. I mean, it finished before it even started. I don't know what happened there. Enzo Maresca literally got asked a couple of questions, and then he said, "See you later." Well, you know, the whoever the people that were in control and organizing the press conference said, "Yeah, that camera is off." But this is the latest. Enzo Maresca on Marc Guiu injury. It looks a long injury. Exactly how long, I don't know, weeks or months. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know, we talk about squad building. You know, that's been the theme this season. That's been the theme definitely for me over the last few months, where we've suffered in terms of results. And a large part of that suffering is due to inadequate squad building. This January window, believe me, predominantly, well, majority of the fan base didn't want a lot of the business, didn't want heaps of business. Yes, we wanted quite a lot of players gone because they don't seem to be part of the future, but we most of us just wanted a striker to come in that can compete and perhaps take over Nicholas Jackson. That's all we wanted. We've got a midfielder. We wanted midfielders, but we've got our own midfielders. We didn't recall them back. We've gone ahead and bought a new midfielder, and we already got the defender, even though Chalobah is not levels, but at least we got a defender back, which was needed. So we didn't want a lot of business. We didn't want a lot of money to be spent. We just wanted a striker to come in to give us that backup. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we are stuck with Marc Guiu till the remainder of the season, and now Marc Guiu looks like he's out for a long time. He got injured against West Ham, and don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, even Nicholas Jackson was injured as well in that match against West Ham, although it seems like he might be fit to play against Brighton. But Maresca is saying that there may be a situation where Chelsea don't risk him because he's probably just a knock away from being injured as well. So we're in a situation where we are strikerless. Check this news out. Marc Guiu, unfortunately, has a bad injury. Nicholas Jackson is better. Could be a risk for this weekend, but it doesn't look like a long injury. So I don't expect Nicholas Jackson to start this game against Brighton, and then there's another week off. Maybe after that, I expect him to start against Brighton again in the Premier League. But Marc Guiu, he's gone. So our only striker option is Christopher Nkunku. And apparently, and this is where I'm like, Maresca, why are you lying again? And I know what's he going to say in the press conference, but sometimes just don't say the stuff that you're saying. Sometimes just keep it simple. That now, look, he's part of the plans now. We all know Christopher Nkunku was never a striker for Chelsea Football Club, especially under Enzo Maresca, the way we play. Maybe other different managers, different style, and Nkunku could potentially play as a striker, but definitely under Enzo Maresca, he doesn't give all the things that Nicholas Jackson can give without the ball. That's huge for Enzo Maresca. Now, you may say Nkunku's better on the ball. He'll finish the meal right at the end because it seems like Nicholas Jackson can't. But the problem is, in order to finish the meal, you need to do all of that stuff off the ball, or else you're not going to get those opportunities. A lot of the time, Chelsea create a lot of opportunities because of the work that Nicholas Jackson does off the ball. So you really do need to find a striker that is capable of doing hard work off the ball and also is clinical up front. And I've said in recent times, Victor Gyökeres from Sporting Lisbon is the right fit. Yeah, look at Isak for Newcastle. He works tremendously off the ball as well. So don't give me those nonsense that there is no striker that works off the ball and on the ball. No, believe me, there is. And in this day and age, especially in the Premier League, you need that type of a striker. But Look, ladies and gentlemen, we have a major striker issue. Thank you to the SDs. Thank you to the SDs. Thank you to the ownership. They didn't think this was important in January, and now it's come back to bite us, where we're going to have to expect Nkunku to play up front, and we've seen Nkunku up front again, under Enzo Maresca. Enzo Maresca is asked, can Nkunku be a big part of the season now? Absolutely, yes. We were sure before the transfer window that Christo was one of the players we intended to keep. Come on. See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. Like proper lies, man. He was never intended. We never intended to keep him. Christopher Nkunku literally had personal terms agreed with Bayern Munich. The news was all over. Big journalists have put out that news. This isn't some sort of Mickey Mouse publication, sources that came out. Now, big sources came out, said he had already got personal terms agreed with Bayern Munich. He was not happy. He could not, it's not too far-fetched to accept this as truth that Nkunku wasn't happy. He wasn't playing. As simple as that. And now my man, Enzo Maresca, comes out and says, absolutely, yes. We were sure before the transfer window that Christo was one of the players we intended to keep. No, you were not sure. You were not sure. And now, as I said, some of you guys might say, what's he meant to say in the press conference? Obviously, he's going to say this, make the player feel good, calm down the media. But look, all he should have said is absolutely yes, he can be a big part of the season. He doesn't need to go and say that second line. We were sure to keep him in. No, you were not sure. So these are some of the things that really annoy me. But now we've got Nkunku. Let's see what Nkunku. You're sure. Enzo Maresca is saying sure. We are sure. We didn't want to let him go. All right. Well, he's going to be the striker for the upcoming match in the FA Cup against Brighton. Let's see if he can deliver exactly what you want, Enzo Maresca. Enzo Maresca on Felix leaving, nothing happened. Player wants to play all of the games, but unfortunately they can't all play. He never complained. He was professional. We need defensive balance, and when you have so many attacking players, you can concede transitions, and I don't like that. All right, well, wasn't it you, Enzo Maresca, that said you could potentially play with Cole Palmer and João Felix in the same team? You yourself said that not that long ago, just literally a few months ago. You said you could picture both Cole Palmer and João Felix playing in the same team. So what happened to that? Now, I get it. You're worried about the transition. I also understand that you're probably not feeling comfortable with the defenders that we have. So in order to fit João Felix and Cole Palmer, you're just worried that the defense is not good enough. The midfield can at times be run over. Besides Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez could look a bit shaky in midfield. So this is, and you know that João Felix and Cole Palmer, they're just too much of a luxury players to have around, and the workload is not going to be, it's not going to be carried out by them properly enough. Even though, yeah, they could potentially work hard, but the lack of work off the ball would mean the rest of the team will need to produce a lot more, and you're probably not comfortable with that. So look, I understand that, but at the same time, you said you could see a situation. I don't know whether you meant that odd game here and there, but it is sad that when you have ballers like João Felix, and I'm not even advocating massively for João Felix because he has lackings as well. He's got potential, but he's got lackings. He's not really done the best of his ability in every club that he's featured in right now. But I'm just saying that when you've got creative, good players like João Felix, you got to do your best to see how you can fit them in as much as you can. There are certain games where I felt like if we just had a little bit more up in attack, maybe we could have put the opposition away. But it is what it is. He's not part of Maresca's plan, and I'd rather go with what the manager wants. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, official: Cole Palmer, Trevor Chalobah, and Matisse Amogo have been added to Chelsea's Conference League squad. Romeo Lavia and Wesley Fofana still out, so quite a lot of players have left our club during the January window that just went, which means some spots have opened up for the Conference League next round. And, it was natural to believe that players like Cole Palmer were going to get in, and Trevor Chalobah as well. Matisse Omogo, there you go, finds himself. One player that didn't get in was Anselmino, and that's going to be sad. Is he even going to play any minutes at Chelsea Football Club until he goes out on that loan next season? Apparently, the word is that he is going to be part of the squad tomorrow against Brighton in the FA Cup. But look, some players have made it into the Conference League squad, which was normal news, to be honest. Aaron Anselmino will be with the squad tomorrow for the game against Brighton. So let's see if he features off the bench. Look, I was saying all along, and we'll do the preview tomorrow. If you missed out on the earlier stream today, do check that out. That was in regards to Brighton versus Chelsea. How this is Blue Co's El Clasico. This is our El Clasico, Chelsea's El Clasico. We love everything. Brighton players are in Chelsea. Brighton employees are in Chelsea. Brighton, we've got a director that is ex-Brighton. So everything about Brighton, their policy, their model, we're replicating at a bigger scale at Chelsea. So this is our El Clasico. This is what the owners have made us believe now. Look, I'm confident we can beat them. We're like the bigger brother. They're the smaller brother. So the bigger brother should do the business. But there is a slight bit of worry for me in this match. Brighton are going to go for it. They got absolutely spanked by Nottingham Forest, so they're going to try and rectify that. And their manager Hutzela had some very, very interesting things to say, almost like a war cry that now this is a must-win for them. Their fans demand it. So let's see what happens. We'll do the preview early tomorrow morning UK time. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about everything we spoke about, especially the striker situation. Crisis, absolute crisis, lack of strikers. And it's crazy. This is what we have till the end of the season. Smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, everyone. Take care. See ya. Goodbye.